Hey there guys, how's it going? So there is an absolute ton of new content entering the Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross tonight. I don't have time to cover it all right now. Some of it I'm going to save till tomorrow so I don't have to work off Google Translate and I can know like officially what's happening with our proper translations, but I'm going to tell you about what we know so far. So, fingers crossed for this one first up. I'm the most excited about this. There is an Organization 13 event where basically you get to re-earn all the potential medals. And I said earn, not buy. You can earn one copy of these medals and their trait medals from like a rerun of the data events, like all 6 previous ones smooshed into one event, which I could not be more excited about. Given off the pattern last year when they effectively had 1 week and they brought back, sorry, 2 weeks, and they brought back all the previous 12 organization members before they released Roxas B and Shion B. I was kind of crossing my fingers thinking, okay, well, come December or January maybe, right before Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe we'll have that again. But it seems they're going to do, I guess, 6 and 6, which fine by me. I'm totally happy about that. It makes sense as well because these medals are still pretty relevant, you know, especially Sykes and Lexaeus. So I'm definitely happy to have an event like this. Now, the question is, if Global does get this tomorrow, will we get Zolden? Because if you guys aren't aware, Zolden was a medal that we completely skipped over in our version. Now, I assume that's, you know, nothing malicious there. It's just because, you know, they typically, I assume they would have had the idea, okay, we'll do another run of organization events. They clearly didn't think of it before January, or else they presumably would have started with Xemnas and then have done the full year 3. So they thought of it, okay, let's put Zolden in its February. Didn't have time to, you know, make it run properly for the global version, maybe, who knows. But they did catch up by March, and from that point onwards, from March onwards, the global version got, you know, parity with the Japanese version, got the same events basically every day. So what's going to happen with Zolden? Are we just going to get him? Okay, in my idea, best case scenario, we get the event tomorrow and we get Zolden. Worst case, well, maybe not worst case scenario, but, you know, let's say worst case scenario, we don't get it tomorrow, but we get it in a month's time, and we don't get Zolden, but we get Demix instead. That's a possibility. I don't think they do that, but who knows? Or mid-case scenario, we get it tomorrow, but we don't get Zolden. I think at this point, they just go ahead and put it in, because let's think about it. If they're going to go ahead with the current schedule, we'll have January and we'll have Xemnas. I guess we'll have Roxas and Shion at some point in either between December or January, who knows? And then February roll around, and then based off the pattern of the Organization B events, we get Zolden then. But Kingdom Hearts 3 will have literally just come out, you know, 2 weeks beforehand. Do you think, I don't know, they'd probably be trying to get events to get the Kingdom Hearts 3 players moving over to Union Cross, and, you know, they want to port a lot of players that, you know, paid a $60 version of the game once to now start paying, you know, regular VIP, whatever's, you know, I don't know, in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, because I think this game makes a lot more money for them. Or could potentially would if you get a lot of the Kingdom Hearts 3 audience. So what I'm trying to say is, it wouldn't really make sense to have a Zolden event, you know. You might be having the new Organization 13, like if they think about it now and think, okay, what if we put in the new Organization 13 events, you know, because obviously we know Organization 13 is getting a bit of a shake-up in Kingdom Hearts 3, some new characters coming in, some characters coming out. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is Zolden might be coming tomorrow. That's in a roundabout way. Anyway, I've spent enough time on that. I might really quickly run down this medal as well. So I don't usually cover VIP medals being a free-to-play player, but that's sort of out of, you know, if I can afford to mercy pull a medal through saving and saving and saving, then you guys should be able to do it as well. And beyond that, being VIP players. So I'm not against spending money whatsoever. I might touch on VIP medals from time to time on if I think they're worth it or not. So a super quick rundown of this. It's a 1 gauge reverse speed medal. So my first thought is, wow, Missing Ache could really, really use this. It's a random target multiplier and it's a tier 8, so it's like, okay, if you evolve that to 7 stars, I mean, just with the multiplier that it has, which isn't huge, but just the fact that it's random target and they get that huge boost makes it more powerful than literally every single AoE medal in the game by a pretty good stretch. So, I don't know, if you think about the most powerful single target, random target medals in the game, let's say, you know, Sora and Simba are like right at the top here, Illustrated Invisible is a little bit further down, but that has a pretty big range. So at the very, very top of its range, it's like literally near the top of the game in terms of power. And at the bottom, it's still very respectable damage. Again, superior to every single AoE medal, but definitely a far cry from the top. Venus Remnant sits down the bottom here, which again, I mean, I guess makes sense because of its low gauge cost. They typically scale things that way. But again, still the most powerful, like still more powerful than any AoE metal in the game. Like the best of the best players in PvP that already have like literally the best of the best single random target metals probably won't have a use for this thing. But I certainly think that a majority of players could definitely use this thing, and once they've upgraded their better tier 8 metals, this would definitely be a candidate to do that. Okay, now let's talk about the 2 new metals added into one single banner in the Japanese version. So we have Kingdom Hearts Cloud, really interesting metal with the artwork obviously ripped directly from Kingdom Hearts 1. It's exactly like, you know, Roxas and Shion in the past, or Illustrator Prime Roxas, or Roxas vs Riku, lots of Roxas there. In that it's a tier 5, effectively Prime metal, which is like literally, even though it's not called a Prime, it has all the same benefits of a Prime. You can add 2,000 chips of Thales into it. It's a tier 5, it's an identical clone of those metals, only it's upright power. I do quite like those metals, obviously, because they can, again, switch between single and random target. I'm a big fan of that. It's going to drop the 6-star version will drop every single time you pull off that banner, again, in the Japanese version, and the 7-star version will drop after 5 pulls, exactly like Kingdom Hearts, or it's exactly like Riku vs Roxas in the past. Now, you recall that banner had a metal in it that wasn't merciable, and that was Nominate EX+, which, who knows what's happened to that. This banner rather has a similar mechanic to it, but the metal this time is, holy crap, look at it. This metal right here, Sephiroth EX+, good lord, look at this thing. Tier 8 is exactly like Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku EX+, except it only deals, you know, one friggin' hit. This thing is going to be an absolute high score challenge god. It can do one hit to all enemies, or if there's only one enemy left, switch the multiplier up, become even more powerful, and again, just deal one friggin' hit to it. Again, identical to Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku EX, so it only gives off 100% boost to your guilt, which is a tiny little bit lacking now because of Era and the Foretellers, and the Stained Glass rather. But still, an absolute titan of a metal, like my goodness. I am a huge fan of the metals that can switch between single and all target, especially as a free-to-play player, because I'm like, okay, you know, if I get a metal like this, I'm not going to be excelling, I'm not going to be the absolute peak of, you know, either Coliseum or PvE content or, you know, PvP, but I can still be competitive, you know, sort of jack of all trades thing. Especially if you get good traits on a metal like this, I mean, you're absolutely freaking laughing. So in addition to all of that, it also comes with a brand new mechanic. I believe that Lost Predictions is uploading a video on this right now, but that Super Burst, which I guess becomes Supernova in our version, is this really interesting mechanic, like really inherently tied to a new metal. And I guess there'll be select metals going forward that will carry the mechanic as well, but basically it's a PvP only mechanic. That little icon's going to appear on our screen only in PvP, and you get to basically pick, I think, when you want to use it, and I believe it wipes off damage or something. I don't even know. I'm going off Google Translate here. I'll have a full rundown of it tomorrow. Like, I think Lost City's putting up a video now, so feel free to go check that out. I'm sure he's done a good job of breaking it down, being a player of the Japanese version. I'm super excited to learn about all these things. I'm really keen to be looking forward to, you know, tons of new content. I must say, they really have outdone themselves this month. I don't know if there was a response to, I don't know if Global's response to our 2nd anniversary had anything to do with this, but I know that we made quite the stink about the fact that there was, you know, there was a month of content when there really wasn't. There were a ton of banners during our anniversary, but I have been absolutely blown away by JP's anniversary. You know, several really new powerful metals added in, but lots of jewels to potentially pull from them with. Lots of new content, more importantly, you know, a Hades Cup, the Sephiroth events, you know, Session events, and then the reprint event as well. Like, I'm really thrilled with all this stuff. I'm really happy with the state of the game right now. My only concern going forward is, like I've said before, if 10 pull mercies continue to be a thing for these brand new metals, then we're going to run out of jewels really fast, unless they, I don't know, either improve the rate of giving us jewels again, or, I don't know, hopefully drop mercies back down to a 5 pull mercy again, because at the rate we're earning jewels right now, we definitely can't keep up with 10 pull mercies unless we, I mean, I don't know, I'm a pretty conservative player, but even I'm thinking like, oh man, I can afford to do maybe one of these every couple months, unless they keep handing out free jewels the way they have been. But I guess that remains to be seen. I don't know what the hell's going to happen with the stained glass metals now. Like, I've had this video ready to go on the stained glass metals basically when they come out, but they haven't come out yet, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I can talk about them properly. I guess I'll just put the video out at some point. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen with them. I mean, there's a brand new mechanic out. Sure, like this brand new mechanic. Surely they're going to want to rush that out to the global version as quickly as possible. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get stained glass next, and then these things a week later, but I don't know. I don't know. Leave me your guesses, guys, for the future of the global version. Who knows? Oh, sorry, I want to say, shout out to Loss as well, who was like, okay, we've been getting the Year 3 artwork from Kingdom Hearts Key. So we got a Sephiroth event, and there's a Sephiroth, card in Kingdom Hearts Key. So that's probably going to be the medal artwork for the new Sephiroth medal, and absolutely friggin' nailed it, man. Congratulations. Anyway, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Really, really soon, hopefully, if you're an Augmentation event guy. Take it easy, guys. All the best. Bye.